That should be better. At least the test works. Tampa Cop Watch, you can politely kiss my behind. I fixed it. Thank you guys for letting me know. So give me a second, I'll drop the link up in here. There is video. Like I said, I'm at my family's house, so if they decide to go walking through or whatever, you know, it is what it is. But I may not stay on the whole time. You know what I mean? STH, what's going on? Elaine, what's going on? Thank you guys for helping me fix the audio issue that I was having. I appreciate it. Clear as a bell now. The crispiest of them all is going to join us.
What's up, bro?
Coolin, is that homebrew?
Yeah, I just tapped it last night.
That's what's up. Not much, man. Just cooling right now. It's been a lot of talk about what we do in. I was in there with CFW earlier, and Mars Life came in there and was accusing me of, I don't know, censoring him or something.
Yeah, he's always a victim. He's the biggest victim in our community. Everybody go after Mars Life. It's our diabolical plan. Shut up. Come on.
So yeah, he couldn't really he told me I was speculating, so if I didn't know, whatever. But I think I remember some talk about, that whole situation, but I don't think I weighed in on it too much. So for me to be accused of censoring him is a little crazy, you know what I mean?
He's nuts, dude. He admitted he's crazy. I didn't hear from him like for 6 months, and I'm in a John Felix live stream. I'm the moderator, and he starts saying that, they're at a shooting range. He was starting to say some homicidal stuff, and I didn't even ban him. I just told him, hey, knock it off, dude. You do this to yourself. You wonder why people don't like you? It's because you're like wishing death upon them and stuff. And then he'll claim that he's like a nice, benevolent guy, but he has the most like evil thoughts, man. And that's probably the reason why he thinks everybody's against him. He's got stuff going on in his head, and he's fighting battles. And like I told him, this is the last thing I'm going to say about this guy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be part of that battle inside his head. So I told him, I don't have anything against you. I'm walking away, dude. Poor dude. Like, I don't want to add to your shit that you have going on when you hear what I have going on.
Well, here's what I don't understand is the personal accountability thing. Who's holding these people personally accountable besides themselves? They're only accountable to themselves, but they want to go and hold other people accountable. When it comes to government officials, they are accountable to us, the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I've been debating all day long on Facebook today is people.
And Peachy Ryder, get up in here. Joe Cool, get up in here.
People trying to, go along with the social engineers idea of let's discredit the police brutality movement by saying like, oh, nobody said anything about this little boy who was shot. Nobody said about it. Okay, one, he was shot by a felon who had pending charges, who was caught within 24 hours and is facing justice. And, this is a compared to a guy who was slowly choked to death by a cop, and on video that went viral. And you're outraged because this one kid, it's not less than or equal to the George Floyd thing, but you're outraged because this kid's story wasn't broken soon enough on the mainstream media that you discredit all the time as fake news. Like, make up your minds. You either want to watch the news or it's dumb. What up, Joe?
I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah,
What's up? I'm gonna shut up because Rights is killing it. I'm gonna be quiet. You're killing it, bro.
For real, man. These people.
I was happy to sit in chat, bro. You're killing it.
People are trying to like make this comparison. It's like you can't. You know that we hold cops to a higher standard. They're supposed to be
anyway. We should anyway.
The highest. They're supposed to be the highest standard.
Right, and they're not perfect. They're human beings, also, right?
Exactly.
But
agreed.
But the one dude slowly choked the life out of a man for 9 minutes on video. It's not the same as a crazy dude walking up and killing a kid. And you know what's horrible? Is 800,000 children disappear every year in this country. Nobody says a peep about them. 9 children get shot and killed every day in this country. About 3,000 a year, 3,100 a year. Nobody says a peep about them, but you want to say it now because the Blaze told you to. Because you were told to. Talk about sheep, man.
I was going to say that same thing. Anything to change the subject. They are desperate. That's why if you say what lives matter, someone's going to say all lives matter. If you say protester, someone's going to say rioter.
Police kill people, and then they go to your town and they say, "Oh yeah, but how many black-on-black crimes happen in Chicago?"
Yes, well, they do it to me all the time.
I don't hold the police to the same standard that I hold gangbangers. I mean,
right.
People wouldn't be running around saying Black Lives Matter if people had been teaching their children that all lives matter a long time ago.
Agreed. And listen, all lives can't matter until Black Lives Matter. So
Agreed.
We got to make that true. We got to make all lives matter. We got to be true about that shit.
Yeah, and Black Lives Matter as an organization is one thing, but they're not really organized. They have different clubs all over the country, and on top of that, it Black Lives Matter as an organization. If it was one thing, it doesn't mean that it's the same thing as Black Lives Mattering. If you care about Black lives, doesn't mean that you're aligning yourself with the people of Black Lives Matter.
Hey, that's another.
That's the problem that we're dealing with here, though. Everybody wants to lump everybody into a group.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And Antifa and Black Lives Matter are now synonymous. Even though there's fathers and mothers with leaf blowers out there doing this stuff, they want to lump it all in. They're just
change the subject. You can go out there with 10,000 people, and somebody flips over a garbage can. Oh, those Black Lives Matter rioters did this and that. They're desperate to change the story.
That's a perfect example too, because
they've done it. Even in our own community, people are successfully. They've shown that movement was a success. They got people redirected. It's not about police brutality anymore. It's about those unruly.
Hey, you guys heard about what happened in Louisville, right? In Louisville, the police, I guess, cracked down, and they were starting to make protesters. Like I said, I think Joe heard this one time. They're not allowed to, march in the streets. They have to stay on the sidewalk and follow pedestrian laws. And I guess one of those marches, somebody had overturned some picnic tables and started a fire in a trash can or two, and they just made the biggest deal about it.
Yeah,
there's way worse shit that could be going on. Just like the whole line.
Let me talk about making a big deal out of nothing. Look at Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon is pretty much the worst that it is in the United States. They took over a city block. And who did that? A bunch of greenie weenies. Those weak-ass soft people.
Oh, greenie weenie.
You think that is out of control? Like they can't swoop in and take care of all those people? They can if they wanted to. They shouldn't. They shouldn't go in there with unmarked cars and sweep them off the streets, because that's when you get mothers and fathers coming out with leaf blowers and saying, "Hey, look, this is wrong." And then mothers getting shot in the forehead with those rubber bullets. These people it's police brutality being answered. They're protesting against police brutality, and they're answering it with police brutality. What
do you guys think about this? With Tampa Cop Watch says. He says there are two groups calling themselves BLM. One is the actual group trying to prevent a civil war. The other group managed to get the name registered and is using it to collect money in BLM's name. Now, that Paint the Trump guy, I've heard him claiming a lot about if you donate to Black Lives Matter, it goes to white people somewhere.
No, I actually saw a breakdown. Somebody did a whole video of like if you donate to Black Lives Matter, it goes to the back the blue, not the back the blue, but it is like vote blue campaign, and it goes to Bernie Sanders and it goes to Joe Biden and all that stuff. But they're showing the process. They take the website and they're like, you see, and if you click here, it takes you to this, and if you click here, then you can see. It's like, yeah, you just did research. They're not hiding shit from you. You just
Right.
show how transparent they're being. So stop
I
bellyaching
wonder-
about it. Don't give
I
them money
wonder,
if you
right.
want to give them money.
Right. If you donate to Peter, 85% go to the fucking offices and shit like that. I would have assumed that the shit's corrupt like everything else. I
Right.
don't even know their fucking politics, man. I'm out here trying to change the world, like Tampa said. I'm the other group. I'm trying to change the world, get justice for everybody. And yes, if I got to be out there to Black Lives Matter protest, and I go to 3 of these shits a day when I got the time. And,
Yeah.
and almost none of them go bad. They don't make the news. No one talks about them.
I
If
got a bunch
something
I got to
happens
post.
at one, I gotta listen to 50 niggas in chat talk about how look at Black Lives Matter fucking up your city, Joe.
Wow. Yeah. No, I get that a lot too. People are like, oh, I used to follow you until you aligned yourself with Black Lives Matter. Until I went out to a police brutality protest and they were next to me. Like, how did I align myself with them?
There are some people that, like Joe said, like us, that will go out and listen to what people are saying in the streets and witness it, and maybe try to have conversations with some of those people if there's things we don't know about. And then there are some that are just gonna shut down. Like I said, that's people. It's no good to just shut down and think that you know everything and not listen
Yes.
to the other side.
It's just a reminder. Everybody's still against police brutality, right?
We still got
so,
that in
because
common, right?
That's what I've been doing, you know.
But
Hey, and
motherfuckers
Goku, I
quit
love the
rights.
way you do things. I love when you walk up to a whole entire police battalion of cops on their bikes and like just run down the line, checking them all. You know, so me feeling some kind of way about our last live stream where you came in saying that we thought that we know how to do it right and nobody else. That couldn't be further from the truth.
All
We
right,
love
I'm glad you thought about it and rap about it. Yes.
Yeah,
All right.
we love to learn. That's like contrary to our opinion. We know that we're doing something right, but we don't claim that
John,
it's
Nicole, you're not.
way.
You haven't. You must have just joined or something. We already said we're not supporting any
Why
organization.
support an organization?
I don't
that's
even know what a
supposed to-
Marxist is. And I used to read the books and I can't tell you what a Marxist is.
That's supposable communists, but you know
Yeah.
what? Joe Cool might be a Muslim, and Rice Krispie might be a Catholic, and I might be. So we're not allowed to sit here and talk to each other about it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Right. I would have assumed that you guys are enlightened and this is what you thought. But, you know, since you were coming off, it was sounding like that. I wanted you guys to clarify. That's all that is, man.
No, yeah, of course. No way are we like we're not super humble. Of course.
You mean like me?
I'm the most modest person I know. I'm super modest.
My ex just called me big-headed and somebody fucking 10 minutes ago.
But no, man, we appreciate everybody's style, and that's something that we point out is everybody has their style. And I always I've done like I think 3 interviews now. I did one with John Felix, I did one with Andre Shouldn't Drink, and just recently with Pickdoll, also known as Cameras Everywhere. And
Yes.
then one of those things I've always said, like, you know, one of my favorite auditors is the opposite of what I do. Eric Brandt. That guy's a monster champion. You know, I just would never. I would never had the Coolians to do what he does. You know,
Right? Did I tell you the story? I went to Denver. I wasn't there 10 minutes before Eric says, "All right, let's go protest the Christmas parade." I'm like, really? People do that? That's the thing. The Festival of Lights or something it was called, and we did it. It was crazy, Joe. That dude. And it was winter time with snow on the ground. He still didn't put no fucking shoes on. We went out there for hours.
Hey, there are a lot of people without him, so he was standing in solidarity with them, literally. You know,
Yes.
I love that guy, man. I love that guy, and I heard that his channel just got censored or something like that. It just got suspended or something.
I heard that as well. You know, he turned himself in today or tomorrow. I guess today. He going back to jail.
For what now, man?
They revoked his bond, man. I was trying to make it down there. I finally took some money out of AdSense, but I put it in someone's bank account. It takes I don't know 7 days to clear and a bunch of bullshit. They want my fucking tax information. I ain't filed taxes since the 80s. I don't, this shit is getting really fucking hard. So I missed them.
Let's go ahead and do let's go ahead and do this real quick, Joe Cool. This is my first ever cop watch, so excuse the horrible footage and stuff.
I just watched this a couple days ago, GA.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay. We don't have to watch it then.
Hold on, let's watch it.
Is this the rebuttal that you never got to do because everybody was talking over you?
Well, this is my thing. Is hold on a second. There's been so many instances where I've ever been in a position where police officers asked me for ID, and the first time we went out with Rogue under duress, I gave up my ID. This time I didn't. There was my arrest where I was reluctant to talk to the guys out there because I didn't know what was going on. But all the other times he just made it sound like I just give it up right away or something like that.
No, let me say this before you play the bit.
No, you didn't make it sound like he straight up said that you always. And that's why I was flabbergasted. I was like, this guy's first video. He even told me a long time ago when we first met that he bit off his rhyme about why do I have to surrender my Fourth Amendment right?
I was about to tell you exactly where I got it
John
from.
Felix, by the way. That's where I got it.
When I first saw GA and you together, right? You'll probably remember this. I gave him shit in the comment section talking about I need you to talk behind Rice Crispy and all of that.
He wanted me to be in there asking more questions and stuff.
And back then it was a send to ID. And you and I think you were with another guy or two and shit after you guys. They probably said yes, you don't give it to your arresters or something. You didn't fight, you didn't argue and call them names and shit. You casually like, okay, blah, blah, blah. And then I thought I was wrong. That's just a different style. I have to become accustomed to. I saw you go in and file records and be pleasant. And I was like, okay, I was wrong. Then the nigga just got a different style. I wasn't trying to portray you as some mug that foes when the cops come.
No, I just wanted to clear that up because, like I said, all this stuff, this video here, this was before I met anybody else to see. I mean, I've watched videos where people had different styles and stuff, but in this particular instance, I think I made the right decision because I wasn't detained or anything. Although I was confused in the video as to whether I was detained because he said stay. I thought he said stay here. He said stay on the sidewalk.
Anyway. Another back onto the Floyd subject. I just got a reply from somebody saying, "Oh, did you see the entire body cam footage?" As if that's going to change my mind. So many people are like, "Oh, did you see him saying he can't breathe before they even touched him?" I'm like, I don't care. I don't care.
Hey, I posted on Facebook a thing about excited delirium.
He left the house with a pregnant woman or something like that. Did he deserve to die on the street the way he did, choke to death slowly? No.
Ain't that right? If he's saying he having trouble breathing, ain't that more of a reason not to put 3 niggas on his back?
Exactly. He was in a state of excited delirium, and I just read out of the curriculum today that they're supposed to do everything that they can to make sure airways are open and all that kind of stuff is taken care of.
Nice, GA.
All right.
Let's watch it.
On leashes.
So basically, there's a helicopter in the air, and I was curious as to why. I'm going to kind of skip through this so we don't have to watch the whole thing here.
Yeah, when I saw you give ID, I think it was daytime.
They're blocking the sidewalk, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, sorry about the trash footage, but it was nighttime, and I tried to make it to where you could see. They had the sidewalk blocked up, was the only reason that I came over here.
Still better than my old camera.
Just them doing their job. Park my bikes over here.
I still. I still can't edit.
It'll come with time. Up, Peachy Rider's down here. Hey, Peachy.
Hey guys.
Hey, Peachy, baby.
Hey Joe. Rice
Oh,
Krispies.
great. Easy rider.
my
Can y'all comment on what happened or no?
my
I'm-
three
I'm-
Can you
my
comment on what
three
happened?
favorite
or
men
no?
appearance was awesome.
That's fine. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I work restaurants down here. It's not important.
No, where,
Now, this lady recognized me because I've waited on her several times.
where do you work?
Worked at a lot of places around here.
I know, but where do I know you from?
Probably from Kobe.
That's it.
Yeah.
Smash and grab. Somebody's.
Yeah, they do that a lot around here.
Well, no, haven't. But
It was happening when I was over at Applebee's too. A couple of our employees, they did the same thing.
Yeah, they used to smash employees' windows out and go in their cars and stuff. But this was to the actual restaurant that they run.
That they
Hey,
probably
I don't
opened
hear sound. Is it just me?
No, I don't hear shit. But maybe it's low.
What time did he do that?
I can hear it.
Yeah, I hear it now.
we were. Let me get the first one. Our alarm company called us.
Yeah, 21,
9:53.
28.
I'm just videoing them doing their job. And I saw what was going on. I saw the helicopter in the air, really.
Damn.
That look, man. That look, dude.
Right?
What is this? An Olight commercial?
I don't know. Hold on, I'm the wrong thing. My bad.
I think Emma Gansett gives us that, right? We got Olight commercials there. Emma Gansett
just-
Press, right?
I just tried to skip
not
the
trying to
ad,
interfere.
man. How dumb is that?
So here's where he goes and talks to Jackson, and I think encourages him to find out who I am.
You say you at Rogue on this? Are you at Rogue? Or
No,
you
he
alone?
was so.
No, I'm by myself. Yeah, I was doing this before I met Rogue Nation.
Okay.
Have a good one, bud.
Stay on the sidewalk, okay? Stay on the sidewalk, okay?
He's waving me off. the
What
sidewalk.
part of the sidewalk you want me to stay on, bro? You gotta be an asshole. Shit.
There's a Popeyes down the street that had an incident at it too.
Can I just get your name and date of birth?
Because I wanted to take off. Why do I need to ID myself?
You're on a scene of investigation. If you want to be here, that's fine. I don't care. I just want your name and date of birth.
Okay.
Here we
In case
go.
something happens while we're here, you could be a witness.
I'm not trying to be a witness. I just saw the helicopter in the air.
I
wanted to know
still
what's
can't
going
hear.
on.
Let me
That was
pop
it.
out and pop back in.
Can I just get your name and date of birth?
I don't feel like I need to surrender the fourth right now, sir.
Okay.
Sorry.
Make sure you stay right there.
Right on.
See, you just said just make sure you stay right there. So this is the first time I've ever done this. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Right.
Well, I suppose they're about to detain me.
You may be already detained.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't know what he wants me to be a witness to. I didn't see anything. Just getting fingerprints right now.
On the sidewalk, please.
I'm just
So here we go with the directives. I probably had a foot hanging off of the sidewalk, and he's like, "Sidewalk, please, sidewalk."
You know how everybody always says, "Oh, I would have said this." blah,
standing
blah,
over here
blah.
so you can see me.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay, that's
I would have said,
fine.
I don't want to be a witness, and you don't want to be a
This right here
defendant.
is private property.
Right.
Sorry. Do they not want me here? I
Very
mean,
good.
ladies, is it a problem that she didn't see? she didn't seem. Well, I understand that, sir, but she didn't seem to have a problem as long as I didn't put her on it. Okay, it's cool. What's your name, bud? Jackson?
Officer Jackson. W63.
Thank you, sir. Hey, ma'am,
I just
you
started
don't,
reading the
I mean, you
chat.
don't mind me being here, do you? I'm not going to put you in it or anything. I'm just documenting what they do on their job. That's it. Yeah. What's that? I can't hear you.
So anyway, I went down to the other incident, and that was that. Stay there as a command.
Yeah, been there a million times. I was trying to equate that with when I first started. I remember I was so unsure about a ton of shit. It's hard to I don't. It's hard to tell because now, in my head now I know. Oh well, I do this and I do that, but back then, I'm sure I was uncertain about a ton of shit.
Yeah, actually, what I ended up doing was I was talking to the lady some more, and she went and asked him if I was allowed to leave, and he said yeah, and I went down to the other. So I made sure I wasn't detained before I left, just in case. But
All right.
Hey, let me just say hello to Save the Humans, Elaine C, Peanut, Ronald Truitt, Tammy Flo, of course, Leslie Sylvan.
Hey Leslie,
Thanks for
Elaine.
everybody being here. PNP News.
Leslie
Yeah.
got a comment on her last video she posted. I think she might think it was from a new subscriber, but it was me.
And who was that? Peanut, I heard what you said about.
Hey, Glad,
What's up?
are you going to Mayo, Florida, Saturday?
Tomorrow, probably not, because I got to work in the evening, and I'm dropping off the car I was using right now. So there's supposed to be something in Tampa going on soon too. I saw on Facebook a local Black Lives Matter chapter or whatever you want to call it. They're talking about protests going on in Tampa. I didn't catch the exact date though. I kind of backed out of the stream. What you got going on? You gonna show us the kids?
No, I'm just just popping my camera open.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the kids are way over there.
Speaking of kids, you want to say hi? There we go.
Hi.
Well,
Hi, everyone said hi.
these kids are baby goats. Just to set the record straight, not my
Literal kids is what we were
Actual
talking
kids. Okay.
Yeah.
I love what
about. Current.
all those different things are named. Like, you know what a pack of rhinoceroses is called?
Oh yeah,
No.
you love this, don't you?
No, hey, I love this game. I find it very interesting with the different names. What, Rice Krispie?
It's called a crash of rhino.
The crash. Is that true?
Shit, I can't
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
Joe.
It's a fever of stingrays, a parliament of peacocks, and another one that's perfect is a congress of monkeys.
I can't hear Joe. Can you try to move us around, or I can
Yeah,
go
hold
out
on.
and come back in?
Joe, are you even talking?
Where I am now,
Yeah, I
can
can't
you hear
hear
me?
It's my iPhone.
Did you guys hear me?
I can. I don't know if she can. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I can hear you.
How are we looking like now?
Microphone check 1 2. What is this?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thanks.
Yep.
So you know it's called a murder of crows, right?
I
Yep.
knew that one. That might be the only one you said so far. A Congress of what?
A congress of monkeys, a parliament of peacocks, a fever of stingrays, and another cool one is an unkindness of ravens.
No way I'll remember any of those. I might
It's all
remember that.
trivial knowledge. You don't need to know it.
He's already told me all of them, and I forgot all of them.
Right, and I do need to know it because that's the type of shit I like. I get into a bit of a trivia buff.
Do you know where the word trivia comes from?
I do not.
Ancient Rome, when they made the first ancient Rome, they made the first roads, and all roads led to Rome. The
Right,
Via Appia, the Via Antigua, and another via. There was three main vias, and they all converged on the center of Rome, where people would
try,
post their bulletins, or they would
try
talk, about
via,
nonsense, and women would go gossip. Try via, exactly.
try via. I got it. This is where they went to talk. The trivia. That's
Hey,
dope.
I tried calling Rogue Nation earlier, but what do you guys think of this idea? I don't know, or the concept of doing seminars.
I
What kind
think
of
that's
seminars?
Seminars explaining why we do what we do, and or explaining to people what their rights are. Civic
I,
stuff that people don't get in school anymore.
I think it's a great idea, and you can take some of your vids, y'all vids, and everybody else vids, and explain it to them like Audit the Auditor does.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful idea.
Fuck yeah!
We always need more education.
Yeah, we can only go so far with this. Sancho says he's suing. I dropped the. I think I just put the. I'll drop it again.
Hey, Sancho,
Bro,
is Sancho on there? Or Sancho?
He's in the chat right now.
Hey, if you know
Rogue
how
is in
to get a
chat too.
hold of that guy, VF, vilified that dude,
Yeah.
let him know that I took down my video that he highlighted. Ask him if he would take it down. Just because I did it out of respect for that female officer's son who happens to be a fellow Marine. I don't want me berating his mom online
Hey,
forever. So I took it
let me
down.
ask you this, right? I was in a chat of someone's live with Marine vet mom, and someone was auditing a military base, and she was cool with it. And then when she found out they were Marines, she said it's not okay. They did this and that. Everything changed. Now that I think about it, what do you think about motherfuckers auditing bases, military bases?
Well, I think that something like we just finally laid that girl to rest today.
I did account for the bodiless head that was on the table. That's my niece's thing to do her hair. Do the dummy's hair.
Oh.
I just meant in general. Right.
No, I know. I'm just trying to formulate my response with what happened today, including
and how it makes you think. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. The one of the people who was sharing the thing about that little boy was a fellow Marine, and we got into it. He goes, man, and he doesn't know about my channel yet. I can say with bias that the girl who was murdered on the army base, along with some other people who have turned up missing or dead, that shit's happening on an army base. And saying that it couldn't happen in the Marine Corps base, but it's less likely. We're going to square ourselves way more than any other branch. But I think that everybody should be questioned equally. People are like, why do you go into a DMV? Because those motherfuckers sold our information for $77 million 3 years ago. It's a DMV. You think nothing happens there except they collect our taxes, whatever. No,
Right.
They also collect our private info and sell it to metadata brokers, telemarketers, and bill collectors for $77 million.
Maybe if
There's
people were in there with cameras earlier on, they would have felt like they were being watched and would have, not just feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Okay, let's put it into perspective again, like down to the minuscule details. Like going to a Marine Corps base, you run into a Marine MP who comes to the gate or walks out of the gate, likely not going to happen, and comes up to you and says, "Hey, what are you doing here?" Blah blah blah. If this shit turns into a hothead on film, then we know we got to square that guy away. We can't go into combat with that guy, or else he's going to get people killed.
Very good. Yeah.
So that's I like to say that they will square it away. Unlike police won't police the police unless it's a really good department where they have a good leadership or something.
How do we get
that's my
that?
whole
That's
point. That's my whole point with the personal accountability too. I mean, they're taking the same avenue as the police. Well, we're only accountable to ourselves, but
how do we
you guys
get
have
them
to be
to
held
do that?
accountable to us.
How do you get them to do that, right? To take the same attitude that you guys do, square him away. That's what gangs do.
Leadership. It's all about the leadership. Like right here in my local PD, and that's the video I took down, is a bulletin board. And you guys saw that video, and you saw the bulletin board, GA. You said you liked it. I said I liked it too. The bulletin board shows all the police who have not been left off the hook or let off the hook. It's a board of all the infractions that happened last year and what happened to those people. You go to, and I'm not bragging about mine. I'm just saying that's like good example of good leadership.
That shows transparency very much so. But I still think that the internal investigation, internal affairs thing still needs some work.
Right,
yeah, that's a myth.
Bad leadership. The chief here, Chief Olmsted, he took over the police department. I want to say like 5 or 6 years ago. No, it's been more than that. But he's made a lot of changes here. Before that, this police department was really bad, and I know it's still bad. I mean, they're a good police department, but there's still bad stuff happening. I got arrested by one of them because the stupid idiots of burnout. But anyways,
Major the Awesome, you've been in here for a couple minutes. How's it going, man?
Oh, hey, Major. Attention on deck.
10 up.
What's up, Rogue Nation?
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey, Clarence.
What's your thoughts on all this back and forth that's been going on as of recently?
Hello?
He might be roboting.
Is that him or me, guys?
It's not you, Peachy. You're clear.
Domo arigato.
You have right now?
Yeah, if you're talking, Rogue, we can't hear you. If you're on the iPhone, we might can help you out. These shitty ass iPhones, they just do not work well with StreamYard. Hey, Leslie, baby.
You can hear me?
It's very spotty.
You're roboting bad, bro.
That mother flower is out on the water right now. He's probably floating down the river, right?
I know, right? With every wave, the signal's going in and out. Spoiled bastard.
Yeah, I think
he gone.
The Springs or something.
Yeah, he goes to the Springs like every week.
Try it again. Let's see if this is the head. Let me find it. There it is that everybody was talking about.
All right, say something, bro.
Let's see what we got.
Oh yeah, I can totally hear you now. I can't hear a word. I'm kidding.
He just muted.
I was gonna say, man, I can't hear him. No, I can't. But I was staying quiet because I was like, let everybody hear him.
All right, just let him talk.
I'll watch the replay.
We're trying here, bro.
I had to mute myself for a moment.
Okay.
We got you, baby. We got you now.
So I wanted to check and see if any of you guys were coming out to the protest tomorrow in Mayo.
I can't make it. I'm having AdSense problems, man. Right? Maybe I need to call you. That talking about I need a tax number. I ain't had a job since '85 or something.
I don't know about YouTube stuff, man. I know very little. Well, Joe, you're in Chicago. You wouldn't. I wasn't expecting you to come, but I was talking more along to Wrights and GA if any of those guys were coming.
Oh, I wanted to come bad, bro.
They had asked me earlier. I'm supposed to work at 5 something or like 4:45 tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll be able to, get a car to get out there or whatever.
Right. What about you, Wrights?
He must have went and grabbed a beer or something.
You got a couple unexpected people that coming up there, Rogue. I can't say shit because they all want to be hush hush. But some of our buddies will be up there.
They got some stuff going on in Tampa too. I don't know when exactly, but I'll have to look more into that. Sorry to cut you off.
I talked about it with some of the guys, so I know some of the people coming, but they're trying to charge these guys $2,000 for a 30-minute body cam footage up there.
You broke up, but I think you said it's charging them
too much money for body cam footage. Is what it sounded like to me. Yeah, they like to play that game with records request. Anything they don't want you to know about, they're going to put some kind of high monetary value on or say that they don't have it. I watch cops out where I live all the time accepting food from all kinds of people, and they won't call it a gift or a gratuity. They label it as a donation.
Right.
For somebody that on the streets treats the general public as a threat, that just doesn't. I can't wrap my head around that.
Well, donations are still taxable, like our donations. So it doesn't matter what their donation is, be it food, a car, a vacation, whenever, that's income to them. So that they should be reporting it. So if you see any of these guys and you can catch them on video accepting these donations, I would definitely, send that video footage to the IRS and ask if these people have included that in their earned income.
I think the only reason they changed the name from gratuities to donations is because they shall accept no gratuities. That's in the Chicago policy.
Against their policy, yeah, exactly. That's why I pointed it out. That's why I did the records request to try to find out about it.
Very good.
It's because I wanted to, and it was specifically from about the time that I had to stop working because of the shutdown to like the 3rd of August when I made the request. And of course, as expected, the sheriff's office forwarded it to their legal guy, and he says that there were none for that time period. The PD locally by me actually talked it out with me and said, well, there are none. I was like, well, what do you call these Facebook posts where you guys are showing people dropping off all this food to you?
Right.
Those are donations, and I guess they're not just for the officers, they're for everybody that works at the department, but that doesn't make it any better or worse,
Pretty much about the same in my eyes.
Yep.
Sorry about I
unacceptable. Don't ever let it happen again.
Yeah, my phone died when Joe was asking me about AdSense. I know very little about that. And then Rogue, I just watched it in the replay. You asked if I could make it. I tried to get the time off, but I couldn't. But I'll be in the back cave for you guys for sure. You know that.
Yeah, nobody's holding or maybe I just stopped looking for all the events going on too, but it seems like there's always stuff going on a day that I have to be somewhere at a certain time.
Same. Every day is something going on here. And I feel like it's the same. All the ones I want to hit that ain't way out south somewhere, they interfere with, I'm working at that time, or, I'm got to take my brother somewhere at that time. I still make a lot of fucking protests, though. I still do that shit strong, man. I don't go more than 2-3 days without going to 1 or 2 or 3 a day sometime if I'm free that day. I've been out every day and ain't got no vid, but I'm still out here every fucking day.
Yeah, some of us live in smaller towns where there's not a whole lot going on. Too. I mean,
Right.
there's been, in the county, there's like little towns around me. I've went to Lakeland to a protest, to Haines City. They had one in Auburndale. Still haven't had, the ones they were supposed to have in the city where I live, was uh, supposed to happen right after when they voted on the mask mandate. So the local government pretty much said, well, we shouldn't have any protests. And obviously, the people who were organizing the protests were talking to the police and the government. So after that meeting, they had canceled the protest.
Wow.
Yep.
What kind of soft shit is that?
I don't know. I even went out and looked to see if anybody was out there, and nobody was out there.
Hey, Rogue Nation, you still there?
Yeah, buddy, I'm here.
Maybe. Yeah, isn't it your local sheriff who made it a county-wide ban on masks?
That's
You cannot
correct.
wear one.
Yep, Marion. Yep,
Are
Marion
you
County.
now do you want to challenge it?
Is it a county-wide ban, or is it people aren't allowed into the police station with them? His officers won't wear them.
Oh, do you want? I don't want to say it's a countywide ban because he doesn't have the authority to enforce a ban.
Right.
I think it has to do with his properties, like the jail, the sheriff's office, that sort of thing.
His property.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know, man. That's what I'm saying. It's like, let's mask up.
Hey, I was watching one of those videos.
I'll definitely do that.
Of the Trump rallies that guy's doing in Florida, and they were actually had all their stuff set up one time on a part that said no trespassing, Florida Department of Transportation, but they had all their cars parked right there and signs parked all on that. I still don't get to this day how they have like on city property, which is supposed to be public property anyway, unless it's like inside of a building that's locked, where they'll just throw up no trespassing signs.
Yeah, that's not logical to me either. I don't know if I've seen that. Except like you say, if it's city property that's enclosed and locked up somewhere. I don't know if I've seen it anywhere else. Or maybe you're just talking about just in this COVID, because our people been closing parks and shit. You're talking about that type of thing.
No. Like the bus station that Rogue Nation and I got trespassed from. They have signs out there that'll say like no trespassing, no vagrancy, no skateboarding, no bicycling, no all this stuff covered in one. And then there's like a empty lot that's down the street from where one of my people live, and it's just an empty lot that has a sign on like right by the sidewalk that says no trespassing, city property of city of Winter Haven. This doesn't, like, why? Like, they don't want people to on it. I get that, but
it sounds like, yes, they're exceeding their authority. Say a bunch of people like to gather on this corner, so they throw up a sign say no gathering on this particular corner. It sounds like they're exceeding their authority to me.
Most definitely. Cop 350Z says no mask because they're running facial recognition. Duh. What do you guys think about all this contact tracing? And I hear the president already talking about how like vaccines are in the third stage and what that's all going to mean for everybody.
Yeah, I just was reading some stuff about how they're going to specialize in contact tracing. They're using our phones to do it, and they're hiring a bunch of people to do it. And someone put forth some incentive. I wish I could remember. I just read this morning that someone is putting up an incentive for anyone they see. It's a snitch line. Anyone you see that may be breaking contact tracing rules, you are to call this line and report them. I thought that was just real. They just training people to snitch. I hate it.
Yeah. Did anybody see the
Bro, this is Cuba.
With the parties that they've been having? I guess they have people reporting people having parties, and then they go into those parties. And I looked at like all the charges that they got. you know, it was a picture of a bunch of like guns and a few bags of
Actually,
drugs, stuff like
I,
that.
I agree with that. I want to know where all the parties are at too.
Me too.
Okay, well, what I was trying to say is you know, people snitching out large groups of people or whatever. I don't know. I guess they say that one of them had one of those parties that ended in a shooting with somebody dying, but you know, it makes me wonder how they got all those arrests. Because you know it's the normal disorderly conduct and resisting arrest, and then the rest is all incident to arrest. That's just added on after the fact. So what do they go up for, and what do they actually start arresting people for?
Well, I got this to say, guys. Anytime I come into contact with a police officer, I'm going to report him for contact tracing because I feel like he's definitely suspicious, and I know he's breaking the law somehow. And I bet it's through this vaccine program. So I'm going to turn that around on the government, and I'm going to inform on every person in government that I run across. So I hope their lines are plentiful because I have a couple of phones I'll be happy to use.
I think you got a leg to stand on there, Rogue. You can tell them how, listen, this guy is interacting with everyone. He's a high candidate for the tracing. I watched him today. He's interacting with an extraordinary amount of people.
Usually with no mask.
I
no
went to
distancing.
I went to the 7-Eleven last night, as I usually do late nights, and there was a Winter Haven police officer that pulled out as I was pulling in. So I asked the guy in the store. I was like, "Well, do they wear masks in here? Because there's a mandate in the city. Any indoor places where you can't socially distance. You know, they excluded you know, public safety from the whole thing because their own policies are supposed to, you know."
I invited John Felix, so be on the lookout.
That's fine. But he said the cop walked all the way up to the door and then went back for the mask to say that he should set a good example. But the guy also said that not all of them wear the masks in there. So I only see him for photo ops mostly.
Right.
Y'all can talk for a second. I got to step away for one moment.
All right. Might be difficult. I'm watching this chick in a cage dancing. Fine black chick. Oh my God.
Focus,
Joe.
I just got the push notification that John Felix put out a video about the Mayo rally tomorrow, Rogue Nation.
Oh, that's
dope. Why I just texted him the Streamlabs link to see if he'll join us, talk about it too. Because man, that I went out, you know, pressure washing with James McClinnis and got a couple videos, but not much. This guy, he goes out and puts together the most epic video I've seen ever. Not just about like auditing or anything. He just had everything in his video, man. And then John Felix, when I didn't think he could make it any better, he pulls a genius moves and makes another awesome video about it, man. Like, go watch his last couple videos about the McClinnis campaign and how he's pressure washing. You'll see everything from a human Muppet with no shoes on. There's a cop who can eat an apple through a tennis racket. Hang on a second.
Okay. He's talking about John Felix.
Yeah, that's who he's talking about.
Yeah, John Felix.
I like
AKA Big Sexy coming from the pool hall.
I like to see him.
Oh, there he is.
What's up?
There's the man.
What up?
Speak of the devil. What's good, baby?
Speak of the devil. Calivera,
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
What's going on? I hope everyone's well. I'm in the middle of a match, so.
Oh,
Good luck.
Maristo, we were just talking about Mayo real quick. Tell us, and McClinnis. Mayo and McClinnis. Give us a quick synopsis of your thoughts on both.
The Mayo video I just published like 5 minutes ago, the McClinnis video got 38,000 views overnight. I don't even know how. But thanks everyone for sharing and thanks for everything. Go tomorrow to Mayo. I already put in the description, anyone who lives near Lafayette County to go to Mayo. Gentlemen, I got to go. I apologize. Thank you, though, for having me.
Hey, thank you,
bro.
John. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, John.
See you, man.
Good luck on
That's
that
good
match.
news because he was just talking about how they was shadow banning him. and disorderly too. So it's good to see that they, getting out from under that shit.
Rogue, did you want to talk? I was trying to call you earlier. The reason I was trying to call you is because in my little interview, and he was even saying it today too, talking about the seminars.
Right. Yeah, I heard that in your interview last night about we should go around and tell people and that kind of stuff. And I agree. And what I've sent everybody on the side there through the Gmail account recently, we've got that kind of covered. Although we're not going to tell anybody about it right now until it's totally ready and up and running. But they're coming up with ideals that we've already thought about and that we're already trying and starting to implement. So I think it's a great ideal. I think
that's why I wanted to talk to you about it, because I knew where it was. It was already on the horizon, and then
I'm gonna be the gym teacher in that seminar.
I just I'm real open to the fact that there's different approaches to this, and that yes, that may be one of them. I'm not opposed to trying new things at all. So
I'm starting to be of the opinion that all of these have their advantages. Even cats that I saw a guy that, what did you call that shit? A emergency room. And I'm starting to believe he had talked me into it. He like, Joe, I don't know. I didn't want to present his argument, but I'm starting to appreciate every fucking style now.
You must, and understand that even the stuff that you don't like, that's part of growing and learning. If you disagree with it, that's you understand what you don't like, and you just learn that. You know what I mean?
Yes. How about this? I think this is my issue, right? I'm always just thinking, at least I certainly started out thinking, that we need the people on our side, therefore we have to be charming and can't offend them. But, I've seen a good argument that these people need to wake the fuck up. Now is the time, and this is how you do it.
Yeah, and the secret to failure is trying to please everyone. And this is a time for action, exactly, not for placating. I'm actually, being a hypocrite there, because I actually want to try to change my style from being cordial but firm to being even more friendly and more open. I'm gonna try to do that. Try hard not to as a wise man said, I'm not going to make friends, but I'm going to try to be friendly.
Yes, that's dope. I think SJB does that. He is so fucking friendly and charming and laughing that I think he wins over a few motherfuckers being that kind of way.
Too, bro. His laugh, man, is great.
Right.
I started laughing. Him and you have the most iconic laughs in this.
I know, I did. He make me feel at ease when he's out there doing shit.
Speaking of iconic stuff like voices,
yeah.
What is up with disorderly product? Where is our boy? Can he come on the panel today?
I could call him right now. He'll be happy to jump on. He like you niggas. He does that as he started doing that as like a nervous thing. He feel like he can't concentrate unless he does the voice. And believe it or not, when he first started this, it was really bad. It was really, really bad. And he's calmed it down a lot, and I think he does well with it. But it was really fucking weird.
I like it.
Yes, now he's got it under control. He has fun with it. It was so obvious that he was doing it as a stress relief in the beginning. That after he recorded,
that channeling Howard Cosell could be a stress relief.
Yes, who'd have thought, right? All right. My phone is weird. In order to text, I can't get back in, so I got to bell off and text him and text my girl, and I'll pop back on.
Right on. So, Major, you and GA were talking about this seminar thing, and all I heard about it was for the first time was about an hour ago when GA mentioned it at the beginning of this. You guys had a talk about it. Let me know. I feel left out.
No, you've had to talk too, buddy. I sent you the emails.
I wasn't listening.
Well, you'll have to go back and re-listen on the email because I don't want to broadcast it.
Oh, okay. I thought I was just joking. I thought it was something you wanted to share with everyone. Like,
no, not just yet.
Okay. All right. Just keep it under wraps. I got you.
Yep.
So another thing we were talking about at the beginning of the broadcast was the 5-year-old kid who was shot in front of his sisters by that one 25-year-old felon with cases pending. And
right, my wife showed me that case. That was pretty tragic.
It is. But people are making the false equivalent comparison to the George Floyd case and claiming that there's media bias by omission on this. Is like, oh, how come there's like Black Lives Matter stuff, but how come this little boy's life doesn't matter? 9 kids die every day from gunshots. And, it's not something that was recorded on video and for the world to see. That's why it wasn't done by a public servant who's held to a higher standard. That's why. And it's not less than or equal to is my argument,
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely media trying to cause strife in the community. I mean, that's why we're seeing like stuff like the George Floyd stuff more prominently than we would see something like the 5-year-old boy that got shot.
Right. And I asked my friend, where did you hear about that? If you didn't hear it from the lamestream media, who is not giving you, they're being biased and omitting that. Where did you hear it? Oh, the Blaze. They didn't answer, but I looked it up and I only found it on the Blaze. So who is actually doing the social engineering? The mainstream media by omitting it, or the Blaze media by saying like, oh, how come they're not talking about this thing that happens every day, and we're going to talk about it and virtue signal? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I made the point in Sancho's thing they were talking about. Well, Disorderly Product News. What's up, man? We just go ahead and say hi to you real quick.
Welcome aboard, bro.
Thanks. What's going on? Joe Cool gave me the shout out. He sent out the bat signal. He said, Rice Krispie needs you. I said, I'll be there right now. Go ahead.
I made a phone cameo on your last video, Disorderly Product. DP, I had a phone cameo. I was talking to Joe Cool, and he had it on speakerphone at the end of that video. You could hear us talking.
Hey, Disorderly.
Oh, yeah.
You count on me the same way too, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm always down for Rice Krispie. I put Rice Krispies. You only get so many Rice Krispie. You only get so many tags, and a lot of times I put Rice Krispie because I know my content and his content are very similar.
Everyone, feel free.
So I use you as one of my tags. I use you as one of my tags.
There's a guy who changed his whole channel name to Pauly Crispy. If you haven't looked him up, look him up. Pauly Crispy. He has a whole channel.
I know Pauly.
Yeah. Well, whatever happened to that one dude, right? That moved from Chicago down to Florida that was getting down on me and Joe, and then he was following guys around. You Florida,
I don't know.
guys around.
He disappeared. But you know what? He disappeared, but he's probably lurking, probably watching this. So be alert, not afraid.
Be alert, not afraid. Yeah, I heard his channel got popped and all of that shit. And I heard someone took his name to make it harder for him to come back under the same name.
I don't know, man.
I don't know if that's true, but I heard that.
Yeah, All I have is the truth, right, and
Later,
the
TCW.
law to battle against that fool. He's an idiot.
Yeah. Auditing the USA, not auditing America, auditing the USA. That guy Glenn from Seattle, he was in Florida and he left Accountability for All. I guess they got in a fight and he left them. And then
Yeah, he
next
left
thing you
him
know,
at our friend's house, and our friend took Accountability for All to Miami. And then he was on the road, and the guy was sitting outside of our friend's house for 6 hours at least, waiting for somebody to leave. At least 6 hours.
Is that what it was? Is that what it was?
Waiting for what? Waiting for what?
Well, somebody to leave his house. Waiting for, I don't know what goes on. Don't make sense out of the senseless. This fool is an idiot and committed a crime of stalking there, you know? So if you're watching this, buddy, like, just knock it off or you're going to go to jail, dude. And you'll be able to meet.
He was waiting.
That guy's not even utilizing his 1,000 subs that he was so, hungry to get to.
And you know what? You know what? I shouldn't even bring him up because my whole thing is to not even give him any kind of shine. Like, let him, like a plant in sunlight to grow. Put him in the dark and he dies.
Right. That's how that's why I haven't said a name or anything. That's why I never will. I have a bunch of incriminating video. People are like, oh, show us the proof. I don't obsess about the guy being a charity fraud, so I haven't done all the research, but I know I can find it if I do. What I have is him stumbling on his own words on phone calls and on video of like, oh, yeah, I'm not even going to say what I have, but he's a liar and a charity fraud. And he did that shit.
Oh, yeah, trust me. I know more than anybody. I had somebody put on the case that day. And I know everything about him. The Chicago Police Department has come out and talked out against him and said we have absolutely no ties with this person and said his name at a press conference because he was collecting money for.
I didn't know any of this stuff, and all I know is the day that he tried to ambush us, Major Lee Awesome had already encountered him and done his research and just dropped the fucking hammer on the anvil and was like, hey, you're from Fort Myers, but weren't you in Chicago? Aren't you a charity fraud? And all
Disorderly sent me a catalog on that nigga day one. And look at this article and check this out. And what about this? I knew all about him.
Bro, he was trying so hard to come after me. He was like, oh, are you still the president of your Rotary Club? I'm like, no, I did 5 years in Rotary. I was doing good there, but I decided to focus on family. You have a problem with me saving a dude's life on the beach from drowning in Miami? You looking that up? What else? And then he goes back to 27 years ago when I was in the Marine Corps serving in the military, when he's never even thought of doing that himself. And I got popped. I went to the brig for 25 days for writing, and I just found it in the records. I'll tell you guys, you're my friend, $170 worth of bad checks. $170. 25 days in the brig, and he took $580-something out of my paycheck for that. So
I'm the same way, right? I won't tell them
from over a quarter century ago, or do we want to look at where you're getting your information from? That's what I said. Day one is a witty catchphrase carries more weight than the truth.
I like what you just said too. I'll tell you guys because you're my friends. I get motherfuckers asking me all the time in chat. You got to work? You got a job, Joe? You get bread from the welfare, Joe? Do you get government aid? Joe, you personal shit, and I'd be like, had it been one of you cats, I'd be willing to answer. It's not a big deal, but I don't feed the motherfucking trolls and cats out there fishing. Fuck that.
Well, you know,
who are these people that we should have to answer to?
Right, GA, right.
After going to my storage unit and cleaning it out, I found the records, and just remembering how ridiculous the amount was, I decided, okay, let me go. Because I already told
I like that, Elaine. I like that.
It's a big shitty 90%. Yeah, I think the good thing about Rice Krispies is, at least me, the Rice Krispie is he's not very he doesn't come across as very he's pretty unbiased, right? He doesn't make a lot of weight, right?
Am I roboting or is this Shirley roboting?
I don't know what's going on, you guys. Everybody's dropping out.
I can hear you.
I don't see rights as very unconfrontational, right? This is the law. This is what we're afforded under the law. This is what I expect to get. Nothing more and nothing less. Like some other people are confrontational. I see rights as being non-confrontational. So it's hard for me to see how anyone could dislike him. Maybe you don't like quote unquote auditors. I hate using that word, but you just don't like that style. It doesn't entertain you, but to dislike him, what does he do that's so controversial to dislike him? I don't get that.
It's not that. I mean, that was the word I was looking for on Sancho's on my interview with Sancho. You can unmute yourself whenever, right? I just did because you have background.
Yeah, no, my phone died again because I unplugged it when it was charging, and it was like right when I was explaining. You know, I talked to one of the trolls and I gave them the full story, and they were like, "Oh, but that's a big nothing burger. We're gonna need some more than that. Let us see your DD-214." I'm like, "Fuck you! You want to see my papers? Fuck you, troll." Yeah. But no, Jordan Product News, like right when I cut out, you started saying, and the awesome thing about Rice Krispie is, thank you, bro. We got all robotic, but thank you anyway, man.
The best thing about Rice Krispie in the world is,
and there's the train.
No, I said that you're not controversial. Like you go there with the knowledge of the law, and you're only asking for what the law affords you, right? Nothing more, nothing less. This is what the law says we can do. This is what I'm expecting to get done. Nothing more, nothing less. So it's hard for me to. Yeah, so far it's hard for me to. And you do keep your cool. And the best time I ever is that the officer made some kind of offhanded remark about homosexuals, and you popped on him and said something like, "Oh, da 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 da," and by the end. He's like, "You're really not going to tell on me about that, are you?" He came at you like with his hat in his hand, and he's like, "You're really not going to." That's
my favorite moment too. Actually, you and I, we see eye to eye. That guy, everybody's like, why didn't you file that complaint on that homophobic cop? Because this video is going to live on for as long as YouTube does. And
yes,
you know, that guy would have gotten fired and off the job for making that remark for sure. If he didn't already, you know.
And I'm not trying to do that. Listen, I don't file my complaints with the people. I with them. I file my complaints with the people. I file my complaints with the people on YouTube. And no, don't get me wrong. If someone gets really, really bogus, like if they push me or they touch me, like they did in a video with me and Joe Cool that I uploaded a little bit ago, I file a complaint. But it's very rare. And if I filed a complaint for every time somebody in the comment section filed a complaint, I would literally be filing complaints all day long. So I try not to file complaints.
Hey, I want to take a break here, guys, and introduce you to George Martello because
this is I still have his number, I think.
That I was watching back yesterday. So. Damn ad.
Is that old laptop still trying to boot up? It's switching time.
So I'd already been walking around the building, minding my business at this point. And I went up to, I think it was the fourth floor here.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Are you with the media or something?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What media are you with?
Myself. Who are you?
I'm George Martello with Code Enforcement. It's just that it's unusual for somebody to just come around and start filming. So, we're just concerned. That's
There's
all.
no ill will, no ill intent. Just checking the building out. Now, in my opinion, right there is where it should have stopped. Oh, okay, cool. Thanks. Have a good day. That should have been it.
Okay. So
Code Enforcement. If you want great content, go to Code Enforcement.
So please do that next time, okay? So did you?
That was him telling me, I know you're recording me, which should be obvious because there's a 2-foot stick in my hand with a cell phone on top of it.
Yeah.
Check in downstairs or anything? You're just walking around filming? I mean, I don't get it.
I'm not going to answer many questions, man. So.
Okay. All right, we'll do that. All right. So what is your name then? Your name? I'm George Martello. Who are you?
My name's Corey.
Corey, okay. All right, thank you. I just wondered who you were and if we could help you out with anything.
I don't need any help. I'm just looking around the building. That's all, sir.
Okay.
What's got me this whole time is why is this code enforcement guy taking it upon himself to be security for this building?
Right. That, and you know what? Downstairs, we were talking about favorite flowers got us, bro. They were ahead of us. You can't track that mother flower.
Right.
No, I'm speaking with him now. Everything's good. Yeah,
everything's good.
All right, no worries. All right, thank you. All right.
Now, I don't understand why he's doing what he's doing just as much as he doesn't understand why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is a code enforcement officer, okay? From what I know, code enforcement aren't charged with security of any buildings or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they just go look for stuff that's messed up on people's property and snitch about it, and then they charge them like hundreds of dollars a day for that kind of shit. So why he's so concerned with the security of the building being a code enforcement officer, I really don't know. Also, while this was going on, I didn't think to ask these questions because situations be crazy sometimes. So moving on.
Okay, Corey, so we can't help you with anything?
No.
So you're just filming the building, huh? Because that's very unusual in these kind of times.
I'm not.
That's a tough deal.
There's
There's
no ill will. There's no ill intent.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to call law enforcement just to be sure, everything's good. Just have to be careful. That's all.
Thanks.
You
Yeah,
do
no,
that, right?
thank you.
Okay. If you don't mind, we'll go downstairs.
If you'd like to, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that'd be great. Okay, thank you so much.
Hey,
The best part is he thinks he's screwing you, but he doesn't know he's making it a better video.
Right.
Trying to boot
Hey,
up.
DPN,
It's
Rogue Nation,
switching time.
Rogue Nation and I both want your contact info. I don't know if I already got it, but give it to Joe Cool to give to us, please, so we can.
Joe Cool has it. So I'll just text him and tell him it's okay to give it to you guys.
Yeah, I dropped my email in the chat too. So if you ever want to get in touch with me, you're welcome to.
Are you GA? Are you GA? Are you GA? Were you GA the auditor?
GA the Gladiator. Yeah, I changed my names. I started out as government audits, and then I changed to government accountability. Just something to keep them on their toes. But yeah, I'm
Were you the one who had the video of the cop in Miami with the gun who pulled it on the black guys in the car when he was really, really drunk? He was out with his girl, and he's like,
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, that's Citizen Warriors. They went out with me and Rogue Nation. They were in downtown Miami. It's a couple of guys who work for a lawyer, and they were involved in a lawsuit against a restaurant owner who had ties with the Palm Beach Post, and they kind of got like the system all like ganged up on them. All the powerful people ganged up on them, and they kind of like use their employment at that law office against them. And so that's why.
Thanks for noticing that, Joe Cool. By the way.
Real quick though, I'm gonna say this.
They would have been here.
Rogue Nation gets so much love in the community. I had a 1-year DPN party at my house where I had a pimp, I had guys from the mafia, and then I had San Joaquin, I think Johnny 5-0, a whole bunch of other guys, and guys were given their top 3. And I want to say Rogue Nation was in 1 or 2. He was definitely in. I want to say he was in San Joaquin's top 3, and then I want to say he was in somebody else's top 3.
My top 3, and I'll tell you, when you were giving me props about keeping a cool head, I just channel my inner Rogue Nation, man. That's like I got it from him and Jeff Gray. I said, this is how I want to do things, is how they do it. You know?
Yeah, he gets a lot of love from real big time
By this point,
auditors.
I'm kind of like, sorry guys, noticing that.
Go ahead.
He's really nervous and I don't know, shaken up. I don't know why cameras do this to people. There's cameras everywhere. We all know this, but if some
Shout out to
individual
cameras everywhere.
is filming another person,
Yeah, right.
it's like a whole nother level. So what I'm trying to do is calm his nerves. I'm not here to do anything bad. I'm just
That's one
here
of my
to
favorite
literally
lines.
take
Calm your
pictures
nerves.
of the building. Yeah, I kind of go in and out of trying to kind of be cooperative and then just being like fed up with him because, as you can see, he's a piece of work.
We'll go downstairs. You want to do me a favor and call Braden PD just so we ID, because I don't know that you told me his name is Corey.
Which is way more than I should have told you. I was trying to be nice, make you feel comfortable, and didn't work at all.
He's filming everything, but I just want to make sure everything's good.
You guys got stuff to hide around here? Or
We have
just-
nothing
that's
to
what it
hide.
looks like right now.
No.
What we have is we have,
The whole this day and age thing.
I'm sorry?
Well, Mr. Martello, maybe if you'd silence your phone, you could hear me.
Were you doing the whole this day and age thing?
what we're doing is,
Since people have attacked public facilities and killed people,
we need to make sure that we know who
Violence
we
has
are.
been going on since the beginning of time.
You're absolutely right. So do me a
Yeah,
favor,
but
call
we
the
also
police.
need to know that, you're
I'll
not
call.
someone that's in here to,
Okay.
cause.
Well, I already told them that I don't have any over.
No, I know you
ill
don't. I know you
intent.
don't. So just do me a favor.
Yeah.
Just walk down with me. We'll talk to the law enforcement and you can do whatever you'd like.
Oh, sure,
It's no
whatever
big
you
deal.
feel like you need to do, man.
No problem. No problem.
So you're
This guy's such a clown.
detaining me right now, is what
I'm
you're
not
doing?
detaining you at all. I'm
So-
not
but
detaining you
you
at
want
all.
me to stay with you and go downstairs?
You don't have to. If you want to leave,
I can
you
continue going on filming the building.
Well, no, I'd rather you not do
Well, I
that.
mean, you're calling law enforcement anyway.
Yeah, I am.
I'm not going to leave the building, so I'll
Okay,
still
well, I'm
be.
gonna go with you.
That's fine if you want to babysit.
Okay.
Sir.
Yeah, hey, this is George Martello with Code Enforcement over here. from
Sancho would be giving me shit for the shakiness here.
Manatee County Administration Building. Could you do me a favor? Could you send law enforcement over here? We have a gentleman that's walking around filming the building, the inside. It's just a little bit unusual at these times. Okay? Yeah, Braden PD. Thank you. You're going up? I'll go with you.
And now I think he's leveled up to a full-on panic because he was asking people to call for him before. Now he's just taken it upon himself to go ahead and call. Again, I have to find out if this guy is charged with security of this building because that would be the only way that I could think that this situation happened the way that it did.
Okay. Just hold it, but I'll lose this signal.
Now he's restricting my freedom of movement by holding the elevator because he won't get a signal.
Yeah, it's the admin.
Interrupt, buddy.
Hey,
Interrupt.
this is George Martello with Manatee County Code Enforcement. Could you do me a favor? Could you send an officer over here? We have a gentleman that's here just
What's
filming
up,
the building
SJVT?
inside. He told me his name was Corey, but as you know, these times and everything, I would just like law enforcement presence to come on over here if you could, please. Well, we're in the elevator now. What floor are you going to go to,
I
Corey?
was just going up floor by floor. That's
Okay, we're going to be
literally
on
checking out the building.
I can't detain the individual, but I don't want to leave him out of my sight. So we're inside the building. We're going to be going to the 5th floor of the administration building. Okay? Okay, so if you could send law enforcement up here quick, I would appreciate it.
my name is George Martello, Martello.
Thank you so much.
What's your name?
737-2412.
There's also another gentleman wandering around.
What's your name, sir?
From,
Okay, thanks.
floor to floor.
Okay. Who's the other
Dude,
guy?
just the way that
What's
people
your-
talk to each other, the way that people talk to each other in those situations, it's not that much different from the way they actually talk to each other in the office and when they're being friendly. It's all fake as fuck, dude. They're such phony baloney.
Here's
They're
my
phony
thing.
baloney.
I was talking about VF on Sancho's thing, and he's doing this Darren Karen and other stupid stuff or whatever he's calling it.
Yeah,
what's
I saw
the
that.
difference? What's the difference between us filming these guys acting like Kens versus somebody third person filming somebody on the street acting like a Karen or a Ken? It doesn't. I don't get the difference.
There is none.
There is none. But do you guys ever get jealous?
About
And do you guys ever get jealous when you see somebody else's channel and you see an interaction? You're like, damn it, I wish that was me there. Like, I wish I had the interaction because I would have done da 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 da.
I'm
You
not
ever get
jealous.
that? Like,
Jealousy is a female trait, but I do wish I was there.
okay, bro.
Coulda, shoulda,
I was
woulda.
like, I wish I was there. This could have happened to me, right?
For sure. That happens all the time, man.
Yeah.
Like what I was just
You know,
saying
I've
on GA's thing is like, I don't want to identify myself, and I don't want you to have to be a defendant in a lawsuit. So back up. That's what I would have said.
Yeah. GA, you should be putting some hot sauce on it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You should
But I didn't,
You should be
so-
putting some hot sauce on it right now.
It
All right,
is
go
what
ahead, guys. Let's see.
Don't worry about my other guys then.
Okay.
If you think somebody else is with me because they're doing the same thing.
Or is there somebody else? Me? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, what's your name? Fred. That's the audio that went bad on the video.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Whatever you feel comfortable with. I want you to feel comfortable because you're the one who's all shaken up right now.
I am not shaking up at all. I'm not shaking up at all, Corey. We're all good. We're just gonna go down instead of up.
You know, I'm trying to be cool with you. I gave you my name. I don't know why they're freaking out. Be on YouTube though.
Just asking you.
You won't discuss logic at all. You won't discuss the law. You won't discuss the Constitution. Y'all run whenever we try to talk about that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna have a seat. I'm not a dog. So
Okay, well, I'm just saying you were. I'm just asking
I
you.
don't take directives from George.
Okay.
They're gonna love you on YouTube though. All this could have been avoided if he just minded his business. A lot of people like that shot.
They're aware of these guys.
It's okay. I just called.
I don't know why they're freaking out, bud. All these cameras you got in here, and you guys are worried about this?
I called in an individual down there from the building.
Yeah, where?
Yeah.
Where's that one part where he's just walking around with, like he has some control, some power that he really believes in.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to where the actual police officers are about to get here.
And look, you can't really tell the difference between
like I said, I'm not listening
how
to
they
you.
dress.
They'll be here. They'll meet you.
So you're gonna listen to this guy, okay?
You're gonna listen to this guy, okay?
So that I'm
He's the one that's gonna come detain me now.
No, we're not.
You're done. He's done with me. Okay, how you doing? Doing good.
What's going on? Apparently, this gentleman and at least one other individual, possibly three individuals, are going around inside the building with these type of credentials, whatever that is. He identified himself as Corey. He's filming a lot of things in the building because of all the recent events of public buildings and things that happen. We're concerned.
Okay.
We call law enforcement call. I think upstairs they call them so, but I know this is you guys.
Okay, yeah.
So this is him, and I don't know if he's being uncooperative with me as far as where the other guy is, but there is another gentleman in the building.
Okay. Alrighty.
That's all I got.
Okay.
So
Alrighty. Okay.
that's-
What's going on?
I don't know. I'm gonna ask you first. Am I detained?
No, you're not detained.
Okay. I'm looking at the building. That's it.
Okay.
And he ran into me, and I guess he's concerned because of this day and age or whatnot. So that's it.
Okay. Alrighty.
That was excellent to ask right off the bat.
Yeah, because he's about to ask me for my identification anyway.
ID on you?
No, don't need
No.
to carry ID. I'm not committing any crimes.
Okay.
I'm
Alrighty.
breaking the law, so.
Okay. Do you guys want him on the property?
So now he's gonna try to run a trespass.
Solicited trespass.
This is the only thing that I do commend George Martello for doing, which is being smart enough to know that he's not in charge of the building and finding out from the person who is in charge of the building what should be done.
Okay, could you let John Osborne, have John come down here? Okay. I'm gonna let one of the bosses make that decision.
Okay.
Talk about that.
I already told him I have no ill will, no ill intent. He's all riled up. I don't know what's.
Corey, I'm not wound up about anything. I'm just aware of what the debate's on. That's all. I'm taking an extra precaution.
I should have did a this day and age, these times count in this thing because he said it like at least 10 times.
That's all we're doing. Okay, that's all. I'm thinking you would understand that.
Can we step over here so we're not blocking the elevator? I mean,
Yeah, I didn't feel like I was blocking anything.
well, I'm standing there, so you know what I'm saying. It's just-
What's your name?
Officer KB McGowan.
McGowan.
You can get that
Officer?
out- Yeah, officer.
For the,
I'm with the Braden Police
police
Department.
That guy was Army Air Assault. That's what that tattoo was on his forearm.
Yeah, one of the bosses.
He jumped out of a lot of helicopters.
Is that old laptop still trying to boot up? It's switching time.
He knows it's bogus. Like why am I even here is what's going through his head.
For sure. Because he, like everybody else, knows that law enforcement wouldn't take the code enforcement, and that's why they became code enforcement. I love your press pass, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, is that how it's labeled, or you know?
I don't want to answer too many questions, man. It kind of says it plain as day. Hey, where did the call go out at?
That's what it said. On that, I had this around my neck, and that's what it said.
Yeah.
He's like asking me, so is that what it's called? I mean, it says government accountability on YouTube. What else do you want to know? But then he gets shitty with me because of that remark.
What did the call to these guys? What did the call go out as? To the
Because of his shirt too. I don't know. I guess I kind of looked at him like he was not as official as the other two officers in regular uniforms, but he is a Bradenton PD officer.
2 police officers that responded to the
3.
scene. What did the call?
Oh, forgive me, officer. I forgot. He did tell me he was a police officer, but he also looks like a code enforcement officer, and he looked like he was coming from the building already. So, slipped my mind.
He was already in the building. Okay. What did the call go out as? I'm just curious. Yeah.
You got probably the guy who's really in charge back here.
Well, you want to know something? Okay, 'cause I'm gonna be just like you then. It's obvious. Just like you want to say, I'm just trying to create, just do conversation with you, and you want to be,
Hey, can I?
word.
That you know when they try to like get you on something that you said wrong, they'll just try to capitalize on that because you said that thing wrong. You're wrong about everything else. You know, he's like, oh, 3 officers. Okay, but there's still the 4th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States, right?
Exactly.
No, do the same, okay? So you don't want to talk to me, we don't want to talk, okay?
And now, so they go through all this, and watch who's going to make the announcement.
What we're gonna do is
Once again, you have 3 sworn officers on the scene. This guy just had to wait on somebody, which I would assume is his boss, to come downstairs to make a decision on whether we're trespassed or not. Yet George Martello is still grandstanding like he is the man in charge. Who are you, George Martello? What is your job?
we're gonna, gentlemen. So what we're gonna do is this. Decision's been made. You can be in the public hallways or areas of the building.
Duh.
No problem at all. You cannot go into any individual offices at all. I understand that one of you, I think, was inside the zoning office.
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, sir.
There was a public lobby and I had a record request to make, which is perfectly legal.
Okay, all right. So all we're asking is you have every right to be in the building,
No shit, Sherlock.
okay, but not inside any particular offices. If you do have business to conduct there, then that, by all means, you can do that. Are we clear on that? Yes, okay. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
I'm gonna get clarification, and he wants nothing to do with me anymore.
Where did you encounter me at? Just curious.
I'm sorry?
Now,
I'm sorry?
oh, it appear that he doesn't want to say anything else. So, you guys decide.
You're done talking to me. I forgot. Go ahead. On with your day. Have a good one.
Have a great day. Good day, guys. All right. Thank you.
All right, so that's that, guys.
That was cool. I remember that. It was a great day. I wasn't there, but I was watching.
Claw 2, what's going on? Sorry, I was not paying too much attention to the chat while that video was running. I had thrown the link down to see if SJVT wanted to come in. I don't think he's here anymore. Pierre, I see you in there. She said
SJVT's still here. Come on down. Hey, and thanks to Disorderly Product News for being here too, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on.
I was just telling Joe Cool, like, hey, man, invite him if you want, you know?
Yeah,
and Joe
no
Cool
worries.
sent me like a bat signal distress code. It's like, we're fine, dude, but thanks for being here.
No, it wasn't like that. He's like, hey, Right Crispy, jump on. I'm like, fuck, let me do it.
Hell yeah, bro. But you know, if we do have like a beeper 911 thing, I won't abuse it.
Yeah.
You know how people used to abuse beeper 911 messages
Yeah.
back in the day? It's like 911. What happened? Oh, did you see that episode of? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Talk about now, guys.
Well, I don't know, man. How do you feel about the DPN? You're in Chicago, and every time you get into the debate about police shootings, people always go to your city and say, "Oh, but how many people died in Chicago?" And I always say, "Well, those people aren't all cops, are they? Because shit, that would be outrageous if they were like trained police officers doing that, right?"
Yeah.
Right. So now you understand my outrage is that trained police officers are doing this shit. So let's not try to deflect onto the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
But wait. Can you paraphrase this question again?
Yeah, the people try to be apologists for police brutality with invoking black on black crime in Chicago.
Oh yeah. So like, listen. So Chicago, just to give you an idea, Chicago, okay,
the most segregated city on the planet.
Yes, and it's the third largest city in the United States. Houston is the fourth. Now, Houston is 3 times the size land-wise as Chicago, and it only has 100,000 less people, so it will overtake Chicago sometime early next year. Chicago has 13.4 thousand police officers. Houston, who is 3 times the size and only 100,000 people less, has 5.3. So sometimes I think the people pushing the agenda about Chicago being Chirac is the FOP, is the Fraternal Order of Police, because
I knew I was asking the right person.
The pension system is a pyramid scheme, right? If they don't keep on increasing the bottom, if they don't keep on hiring new people, the pension system will be solvent within 6 months. So they have to keep on increasing the base to pay the people on the top. So anytime you go onto a CPD website or a CPD blog, it's always hire new people. You're at 13.4 thousand. You're double the amount of Philadelphia, which is the 5th most, and Houston's about to overtake you, and you're almost 3 times as much as them.
Yeah, they just voted in my city to give the first responders more money as well.
Yeah. It's
no, exactly. It's a numbers game always, and I knew I was asking the right person because, like, just like the whole debate with the 5-year-old kid versus Floyd and the false comparison, I asked, "Where did you get that message from?" And it's like some social engineering news media trying to plant shit in people's head and make false equivalent. So I ask you, knowing that you're drinking Coca-Cola every morning in Chicago.
Yeah.
I said, "What's up?" man?" And you tell me it's a numbers game. There's no east or west. It's
Yeah.
about the bottom line.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is they got to keep that going, just like you said. And shocker, they're just trying to line their pockets, literally off of our sorrow and misery, changing our lives for the worse.
Yeah.
Instead of protecting them.
The best thing that ever happened was the George Floyd thing because they all got overtime. They all got it was Christmas for them. They need crime to keep going. They don't need crime to stop. So when how does it work when you're responsible for stopping or at least limiting crime, but financially it is not in your best interest to do that? It's financially it's in your best interest to do the opposite. Isn't that a conflict of interest? Right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, they want this COVID-19. They want it right now. They got 3 buses loading people up at the 25th district to take them downtown because rioting popped off because a man was shot in Inglewood a couple nights ago, and the people caravan downtown to the Magnificent Mile were Fendi and Gucci and all that, and they jumped out and they just started looting all night. And now for the past 4 or 5 days, all these police officers get overtime. They want this. They need this. This is Christmas for them. It's not a bad thing. Like, oh, these cops, are mad or they're upset. No, they're happy. They're making more money. They're making a lot more money.
Corruption runs deep.
Yeah, and it's got to keep going. And the Fraternal Order of Police, they put up this guy who's like he was an old newscaster from some channel. I don't even remember him. But he made this YouTube video. He's coming back to the city to take over reporting, to make reporting right again. And the next day, that's all he did is this 1 minute commercial on his YouTube channel. The next day, he had 2,500 subscribers. Where do you think he got that from? The Fraternal Order of Police. He was put up there directly to try and compete with me. So 2,500 people subscribed to his channel.
There are journalists who go to the dark side, just like here in St. Pete. There was this journalist. She did like a local TV for a while, and now she's the press person for the St. Pete Police.
Oh, exactly.
And you should have seen her shuffling away the chief when I was asking about qualified immunity.
Yeah,
she was like, "Oh no, just." He looked at her right away.
Yeah,
she's like, "Run."
Yeah. Robin Roberts, who's an anchor on Channel 32, is a sergeant in the media division in Chicago. There's so many divisions.
On this comment here, if you don't mind, that Elaine put up. She says, "Well, what I saw on mainstream media news compared to what videographers with boots on the ground were very different stories. Mainstream reports what they are told to for the." I can't pronounce that. Proletariat, yeah. And all the people who are the ones criticizing us say that we're controlling whatever narrative that we put on YouTube. I mean, as far as me, I don't go out of the way to change what happened to make it look like something else. I just highlight the stupidity that I see. Like I said earlier, we highlight the not so pretty side of society. And it's important to highlight the good too, but a lot of people just don't like that. I mean, there's shitty things that happen all over the place.
Exactly. Yeah, all over the place. And I was asking, did you guys ever use Periscope or see anybody using Periscope?
I'm aware of Periscope, but I don't have the app to watch it or anything. I guess we lost DP.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, when I first saw it, it was an actual boots on the ground reporter viewing like migrants going through Hungary and like making this big long trip. And I don't know, I thought it was like that's what I want to watch. I don't want to watch talking heads screaming over each other. I want to see a correspondent on the ground.
Yeah, I agree. I actually was reading a story today that was talking about how this house got built like feet or 7 feet up next to another house, and the whole lot is like practically empty. And I guess the county never got in there to say anything about it, and the neighbor actually had to make a stink about it for anything to happen. And now the county's involved, and they're telling them that they're either going to have to like tear it down or move it or something. But that maybe that could have been avoided if somebody was just out there and noticed it, you know what I mean, and then posted it or sent it to the proper people to say, hey, this looks off, you know what I mean. That's what we do. It's not, most of the time, yes, it's about the government, but people are going to get themselves involved in what we do, and that's become evident since we've been doing this. And we have no control over people's reaction, and that's what it all comes down to. But if they act like an ass, I'm gonna highlight it. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm there for. But if somebody's gonna come out of pocket, then I'm gonna show the world how people act. There's people with YouTube channels all over YouTube that are doing this, and nobody has an issue with it. It's called public freak out.
Man, it's been awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna get out of here too because it's been almost 2 hours. Thank you for coming on, man. So I'm not chilling by myself in here. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Save the Humans, Claude 2, Ronald Truitt, Elaine. I'll let you go ahead and say your sign off, and then I'll tell everybody bye.
Oh, there we go. Thanks for having me here, bro. And thanks for everybody who came when I called. That was awesome of you guys. And I got to go put the kids to sleep because I love them. I love you guys. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in, Rice Krispie, again. I'm going to highlight some of these comments here. That's very nice, Claude, too. I just try to do what's right and keep my cool. Not everybody's going to agree with what I do. It's just how it is. Like Rice Krispie said, the key to failure is to try to please everybody, and it's never going to happen, so just give up on it. But thanks, everybody, for being in here. And hanging out for as long as you did, and I'm sure we'll be back. I plan on maybe going out walking or something later, or maybe coming
walk
on.
to Mayo tomorrow. Anybody who can reach Mayo by tomorrow, walk there if you have to.
Walk to Mayo. That's probably a walk. But I may come on and do like a just farting around on the guitar or something for the people that have been asking me questions about that. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and say bye to everyone. We'll see you next time. Thanks again for coming on. And peace.